The Longchamp Le Pliage Filet Bag. Super hot and trendy, but is it really worth the price? Hi and very welcome! My name is Mary, this is my channel Lumi Level Up and I'm a luxury lover on an average income trying to be more mindful with my money. Today's video is a super deep dive review of the Longchamp Filet Net Bag, where we test it out for different scenarios. As an everyday bag, as a beach bag, as a book tote, a laundry bag and for groceries. And since this might be quite a long video, I will leave timestamps for you down in the description box. If you are only interested in a certain way of carrying this bag, or there are aspects you are just curious about. But I thought since this bag has already been around for quite a while, and there are already some reviews out there, the way I can best add something to the conversation is if I try to really cover everything. So we start with the basics. This bag measures 38 by 31 centimeters. Not quite sure where they measured it, probably height and width if you stretch it, which comes to 15 inch by 12.2 inch. And the shoulder strap has the same dimensions as the height, so 31 centimeters and 12.2 inches. The bag is mainly made out of cotton with the classic Longchamp structured cowhide leather for the flap and the handles. And it comes with a typical golden snap button for Longchamp. It is a super light bag. It weighs 160 grams. I don't know if this is a German thing only, probably, but here in Germany a bar of chocolate weighs 100 grams. It's an unwritten law, don't ask. So this bag weighs around as much as 1.5 bars of chocolate. Since everything is bigger in the US, I guess you don't have that standardized chocolate bar measuring system, so it's 0.35 IPS. And for all my German subscribers, you can expect 1.5 bars of chocolate weight. With the current political situation, I think it's interesting to note here, all the cowhide on Longchamp Le Pliage bags is called Russian leather, but it is not actually manufactured in Russia. It is embossed vachetta leather that was inspired by Russian reindeer skins. Already since 1993, this kind of leather is iconic for the Longchamp Le Pliage bags, but the leather is made in Brazil and Italy, so there is no economic connection to Russia at all. The filet bag is currently available in different colors. In black, which obviously I myself own, Ecru, which my fellow YouTube friend Freya Johanna owns, lemon yellow, which Emily from Emily in Paris owns, as well as navy, blush and red. If this bag remains this popular, I wouldn't be surprised if they would add seasonal colors, maybe different leathers and hardware options. Besides this regular large size, there is as well a crossbody extra small version for €65, $85, which I don't own, so we are not going to cover that one. The price point of the large filet bag, regular retail is €85 and $110 directly at Longchamp. But the Le Pliage filet bag is sold by different retailers as well, and it is possible every now and then to score a coupon code for 10 to 20% off. I will share with you later in that video if I think this bag is worth the price point. Another fun fact about that bag. Filet is actually French for net, so a very suitable name. And this bag is a cooperation piece between two French companies with tradition. Of course, one obviously is Longchamp, and the other company, maybe you have already noticed this little tag, is Filt, which is the oldest manufacturer for shopping nets in France, founded in 1860. And somehow my camera does not want to focus on this tag. I have to admit that I didn't know the brand Filt before researching for this video, but obviously I'm not French. So let's get into the obvious parts now, the looks and the shape. It is a net bag, so naturally it doesn't have any shape or structure at all when it's empty, it just hangs loose. But it has quite a lot of capacity, which you would not necessarily expect from the first look, because obviously this net can expand. You can wear the bag by the top handle in the crook of your arm. It has the long shoulder straps, so you can wear it on the shoulder. Interesting to note here, this bag was constructed as a shopping net bag. Filt, the manufacturer, is specialized in shopping nets, and that's the purpose this bag was meant to have. So everything we will try additionally technically is just a bonus, especially the use as an everyday bag. This is a net bag, so see-through. And you, as well as everyone who is seeing you with that bag, will be able to see everything we put in that bag. There are workarounds for that problem, which shouldn't be a problem in the first place, because when you buy this bag, you know it is a net bag, and you know what you are getting yourself, a see-through bag. But if for some occasion you want to have some more privacy with the bag you're carrying, or you need some more structure, you could put a scarf or a dust bag or another shopping bag into the filet bag. We will try that as well for the use as an everyday bag, but not for all the other scenarios, because we want to test it out the way it is and how well that bag works the way it is. And honestly, the version with the dust bag inside, of course, you can use it for all the different uses that way as well. But then it will look quite similar. So let's begin with the testing scenarios for this bag for everyday use without any precautions. So we have an empty net. I will put a big wallet into it. I will put a big sunglasses case into the bag. I will put a phone into the bag. I will put a toiletry size 19. And you might already be able to see what's happening. The items get in all the different directions of the bag and make it have a very weird shape. But we continue. I will put a key pouch. I will put a water bottle. I will put another toiletry in the size 15. I will put a passport cover. I will put a little notebook. I will not put a loose pen, because obviously that would get lost. I will not put my car key loose. I think it would stay inside of the bag, but it wouldn't feel very secure to me. And I wouldn't put keys loose into the bag, even if they are big enough to not fall out of the bag. They just start sticking out in weird places. So, this bag is huge, it fits everything we put into it, but you already see this is a hot mess. You can still wear it on your shoulder, but I don't think this looks very aesthetically pleasing. So for everyday use without any further preparations on this bag, I would give it a 4 out of 10, depending on what you carry. If you only take a few items, it might look stylish if you only have some Louis Vuitton toiletries and you can see them through and it is a relaxed summery look. But it's definitely not that practical, and for sure you have to carry some kind of pouch for your smaller items like keys or pens or small makeup items. It can feel quite insecure, especially for my car keys, and I think we all agree this looks kinda awkward. And it's an uncomfortable shape to carry. There might be edges that peek you. So that was our first scenario. I think this might be a somewhat chaotic video because I have to move so much and put so much stuff into that bag, but that's what you gotta do if you wanna try what fits. I tried to give the bag some coverage and shape by putting a scarf into it, but that's really not for me. It might be that I chose a scarf that does not work too well and I would need more of a square one and I chose more of a long one. Probably I'm just too impatient, but to me it would take a whole lot of adjusting this, and yeah, the output, I wouldn't recommend to go that route. So it's a 1 out of 10 for me to put a scarf into the bag to give it some shape and coverage. Absolutely no recommendation. But what I absolutely would recommend is to use a dust bag or some kind of shopping bag inside of that filet bag. We start with this Prada one because it will have quite some contrast to the net and you will be able to see it very well. This gives the bag some structure. It holds the items in place and you are safe that nothing slips through the holes. So let's stuff that bag again. with the same items we just carried. Sunglasses, passport cover, keys, phone. I would have a little bit trouble to fit the water bottle now, because it cannot go into each and every direction. And if I would want to carry the water bottle, for sure, the structure of the dust bag doesn't help. It gets the bag in a weird shape. But without the water bottle, it gives the bag some structure, some more safety, and it would work. I have to admit, yet again, I'm not the biggest fan of my choice. This grey Prada dust bag, there is too much going on with the Prada logo, so that's not the dust bag of my choice. I would... Okay, I'm too lazy to put it all out again and in again. We can just take this dust bag and put it into a black dust bag, cinch it, and put the black dust bag inside of the Longchamp Le Pliage Filet bag. And ta-da! We have structure, we have safety, and we still have that net look. Of course, you can either go for a dust bag in the size of your bag, or if you want to have some more fun, you could go for a contrasting color. Let's put the dust bag into another dust bag. So, this blue satin one. This would be a contrasting version. One last version that I really like, a brown beige dust bag. It is a little bit smaller than the other ones we tried before. Of course, depending on the dust bag you choose, maybe you will be able to pack more or less into your bag. And when choosing a somewhat smaller dust bag, it might slip to the bottom of the bag, which you might not like the look that much, but you can easily just somehow tie the dust bag string around the strap, and then it stays better in place. So the dust bag version, you can play around a lot. You can go with a matching color, you can go with a contrasting color, you can even put a dust bag and some items showy. So if you want to showcase your Louis Vuitton toiletry pouch but want your other items to be more secure and in place, you can do that. I have to admit, this is a 9 out of 10 for me. But if you are a very organized person, I think even with the dust bag inside, it will still be too chaotic looking for you. Next, we will try it as a beach bag. As I already told you, I won't be putting any kind of dust bag in it, so we can see how it works all alone. I took a big beach towel, I folded it up, and I will put that as my first piece. So we have a base and some kind of structure, and that already gives the bag a nice shape. Then I can take sunglasses, I can take sunscreen once, I can take a body lotion, I can take another sunscreen. Somewhere I had a sun oil. We can take that. So there's lots of room. We can fit a bikini, and you see there is still plenty of room. I totally would recommend to put your small items in a separate pouch. So keys, car key, phone, key pouch for some cash, and then you can fit that easily into the bag as well. Snap the button and you're good to go. This is a 10 out of 10 fun beach bag for me. Next up, I thought I will try this as a book tote. Back when I went to university, there were times when I had to carry a whole stack of books with me for a thesis or preparing a presentation. And oftentimes I decided to pick up my books from the library right after class when I wasn't prepared and I didn't bring a separate bag with me. So I thought it could be quite handy if I would have had such a small cotton tote with me, maybe in my everyday bag or in my car. So let's see. I prepared a little stack of books. I have 7 with me, 4 bigger ones and 3 smaller ones. And you already see by trying to put the books into the bag, the corners can get stuck and you have to adjust it. Because of course the corners are sharp and they get tangled with the net. For big books already in the tote, 3 smaller ones yet to go. I am able to fit a total of 7 books, but this really doesn't feel good. Not good at all. This bag got so heavy and I'm worried the corners of these heavy books might damage my bag. I wouldn't feel comfortable to carry 7 books in that bag as a book tote, not even short distance. So it's a 2 out of 10 for me, because probably you could carry your books in the bag for a few meters from the library to your car, but if it is only a few meters, you could carry your stack of books on your arms as well, and that feels way more comfortable to me than worrying about my bag. So 2 out of 10, no recommendation. Another use case that came to my mind, the Longchamp Le Pliage Filet Bag as a laundry bag. I do have a washing machine, so I don't need that use case, but maybe if you need to go to the washing salon, let's try if this bag would be a good choice. And it fits about 6 thick sweatshirts or pullovers crumbled in. But then we reach the capacity of what is possible to still be able to close the bag. Probably this fits a whole lot of socks and panties, which I'm not going to demonstrate, but my washing machine holds way more than this bag can hold. So for the environment, I would not necessarily recommend that kind of use, because you should always try to wash as much as possible with one load. I don't know if there are washing salons that have extra small machines for singles. In this case, maybe this might be a good laundry bag. But I would rate it a 4 out of 10, because it technically can do the job, but I don't think it holds enough for a mindful use and to max out what you can wash with one load. And of course, the bag holds the same amount when the pieces are folded, so that you wouldn't have to bring your clean clothes crumpled up. I can show you how that looks in a second. Probably with the max of 6 pullovers, you would have to keep your bag open, because when folded up, the pieces cannot wiggle in the smallest corners, so it is harder to close. Did I give it a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10? Either way, it's 1 point less for the folded clothing and 1 point more for the crumpled up. We finally made it to the use this bag is intended for, to go grocery shopping. And I will give you a little demonstration of that as well. So, because I am a luxury lover, I chose to get a bottle of champagne. And to play with some German clichés, I have a sack of potatoes and a bucket of Krautsalat, so kraut salad. And the only fresh things I had with me right now, 2 avocados and a mango. All of that easily fits. It gets the bag somewhat weird shaped. It gets the bag quite heavy as well, but since Filt is an expert on shopping bag nets, I will trust it, and I would be confident to carry this amount of items and weight. Obviously, this bag won't work as your shopping bag if you make a huge weekly shopping trip and buy stuff for a whole family. But if it's just a quick grab and go, running errands, jumping to the grocery store, and you just need a selection of items, this absolutely works. And I have to report on a real life example. I went to a city trip when I just bought this bag brand new and I wanted to try it out. So I took this as my everyday bag, and then I realized, oh, I need some small items for the dinner. And just jumped in the supermarket, put everything in my trusty Longchamp Le Pliage Filet Bag, and was able to carry it all home in that net bag instead of having to carry it separately. So for small items, going to a farmer's market, vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Actually, a weekly shopping for everything you need, a 2 out of 10, because it definitely can't hold that much, but you could possibly just put all the fruits of your shopping trip and vegetables of your shopping trip into that bag and have it as one of many bags. So it is possible, but it's not perfect. And of course, if you would buy any small items, they could slip through the holes. I don't think it's that much of a supermarket issue, but let's imagine you got a mascara. You might be lucky and it might stay in place, but you might be unlucky as well. This video is turning into a workout. after we tried all these different use cases, another question you might ask yourself is it washable? I wouldn't recommend to wash it in the machine, because I don't know how the leather will react to that. If you would wash it by hand, completely with the leather parts getting wet, it might get the leather more dry and stiff. So I personally wouldn't recommend that either, because I simply think it is not necessary to wetten the whole bag. You can just wash the net part separately in the sink or a bowl, and that's exactly what I already did to my bag. Because some of you might know that I scored this bag at the flea market for incredible 25 euro. If you want to find out more, I will link you that initial video, because at that flea market I found another Longchamp piece as well. So it's safe to say my bag is pre-loved, even though I got it in perfect condition. It wasn't dirty at all, but if you're not the first owner, you never know where a piece has been before. So it just gives me a better feeling to wash it. All my pre-loved pieces, as far as they are washable, of course, you cannot do that with all leather bags, for example. But this net, I washed, it took it very well. It looks exactly like before, there is no damage at all. It's 100% cotton, so I wasn't expecting any complications. But in case you were wondering, as long as you just wash the net part, you're absolutely safe to do so. After a lot of hard work on my side for this video, stuffing and unstuffing the bag, you made it to my final resume. Would I recommend the Longchamp Le Pliage Filet Bag? And do I think it's worth the money? 85 euro and $110. I'm super happy that I own this bag. I love the little history of two French tradition brands collabing. The Le Pliage is the classic bag from Longchamp, and I learned that Filt is the classic French brand for shopping nets. And I'm a huge handbag lover. I really appreciate these small details about bag history, if you wanna say so. Funny enough, just before I went to the flea market where I found that bag, I discovered this style of bag, and I was super close to buying it brand new. And then I found it at the flea market. It was just the perfect coincidence, what makes this bag even more special for me. When it comes to practicality, I like it a lot as an everyday bag with a dust bag inside, because it gives it some more structure. It is somewhat more carefree that nothing will just slip through the holes. And without the dust bag inside, it gets too weirdly shaped for my liking. My favorite scenario though was to use it as a beach bag, because the net is super summery to me. It fits everything I need for a day at the beach. And if you carry a big towel as your base, it gives the bag some structure, and then you really get the most out of this net look, and the material seems super carefree to me. I anyways don't like to take a very expensive bag with me to the beach or the pool, and this Longchamp bag is more on the affordable side. Yet still it is very stylish and has some understated French chic to me. And I think it works quite well as the intended grocery shopping bag as well, if you only plan to get a few items. Or if you're possibly picking up some fruits and vegetables from a farmer's market, which is exactly what Emily in Paris was doing with her yellow filet bag. Another use case for me personally could be to take this bag with me to the flea market inside of my bag, and as soon as I bought that much that it doesn't fit my initial bag anymore, I could take this out and have a second bag. To be completely honest, I think if you just want to use it as a grocery bag, it's a flex. Because the original Filt net bags, they are around 12 euro for that size, and they absolutely serve the same purpose. It doesn't have to be Longchamp for your grocery bag. Of course, it is not the same level flex as the Chanel grocery basket for $12,500, but probably we can all agree no one needs a $100 shopping net either. Yet still, if you love Longchamp, if you love the classic Le Pliage bags, and you like the design of the filet bag, I would say go for it. To me it is less practical than the classic Le Pliage bags, but it's definitely a fun twist on a classic. And I prefer that look over the classic Le Pliage. It can serve multi-purpose functions, and especially for summer, this bag can be a great eye catcher. What are your thoughts on that bag? Do you already own a Le Pliage filet bag from Longchamp? Or do you plan on getting one? Or did this video stop you from wanting one? Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time, and bye! This was way more stressful than I imagined. When I was preparing for that video, I asked my husband if he had an idea how that bag could be used, and he said, for robbing a bank. Of course, he was just joking. Don't rob banks. I have 2 video recommendations for you this time. The flea market video where I initially found that bag and I show you what else I found. And an unboxing where I won a giveaway and one of my prizes was an item from Longchamp.